What's up guys, this is Adam James with ForBassPlayersOnly.com. I'm here today demonstrating the legendary Tech 21 SansAmp bass driver DI. This is an invaluable tool for studio musicians, touring musicians, anybody who wants to be able to fly with their rig, throw it in a gig bag, or just ditch the amp altogether. This is my preferred method of bass amp emulation. I dig it a lot more than most of the digital options out there because you get that full saturation and drive that an analog pedal has to offer that you just can't get with digital. So for reference, let's just listen to the dry bypassed signal of what we're working with today. So let's engage the pedal and take a look at some of these features. I've got all the knobs set to noon. The first one here, pretty self-explanatory. The level knob turns the level of your signal down, turns the level of it up. I find this most useful when I'm using a pretty heavily affected sound and I want to minimize the change in dynamic from when the pedal's disengaged to when it's engaged. So we'll leave that at about noon for now. The blend knob blends the sound between a totally DI signal, so this is just going straight through, and a totally amp sounding signal. So this right here is the true character of the pedal. Everything's basically at noon, and this is where you really hear the sound of this pedal. So we'll blend in a little bit of dry signal. Next we've got a 3-band EQ. What's really cool about these mid-range and bass knobs is that you can toggle them between two frequencies. The mid-range knob you can toggle between 500 hertz, I'll scoop that out so you can hear it, and 1000 hertz. And likewise with the bass knob, you can toggle it between 40 hertz and 80 hertz. Here's 40 scooped out so you can hear it, and 80. It's a subtle change, but it really helps you dial in your sound. Next, we've got this presence knob, similar to what you'd find on the front face of an amp. Adds a little bit of that sheen and grit above what the treble will do. And then my favorite feature of this pedal is the drive. I love the way it's so full and saturated. You can get so fat with it. A couple other features here are the pad, which I have engaged right now. I'm sending this out through XLR, so what that's doing is reducing the level of the signal by 20 decibels. Just really useful for recording here. That way I can push my preamp a little further and not have so much signal come out of here. You can also boost the signal by 10 decibels if you go out through the 1/4" jack here. And you have the option to ground the signal or send phantom power through here. And I'm powering this with the included 9-volt adapter, but if you're on the go, you can also power it with a 9-volt battery here. Something else that's really cool about this, one of my favorite features of this pedal, is that it's got a parallel output here. So if you choose, you can send a signal out and it will be totally dry and unaffected from what's going on here. And everybody who works in recording studios will know that's a really valuable tool to preserve the dry signal. You can blend it in later with the sound of the SansAmp or just keep it for your record. So there you have it. This thing is an awesome choice for bass players on the go who want a consistent sound, something that's simple to use and they can toss it into their gig bag or fly with it. Shout out to Tech 21 for making such an awesome product, and thanks again for tuning in to ForBassPlayersOnly.com.